Welcome to Kraken Academy Productions. I'd like to make a Cobra Kai theory video, which I think will be very interesting for everyone. I love the Karate Kid movies. I've seen all 5 as well as the new spin-off series of Cobra Kai. It is great to see the old characters come back, like Johnny, Daniel, and Kreese. Many semi-fans from the 80s are looking forward to see Elizabeth Shue return as Allie Mills. I will make a theory on that soon enough, but today I'd like to talk about another character. Most fans of Karate Kid glorify the first 2 installments, but the one movie that is overlooked is Karate Kid Part 3. If you ask like half the people who like Karate Kid movies, they'll say they have never seen Karate Kid Part 3. But this is actually one of the most important movies in the franchise, especially for Cobra Kai, and that's because it's more about Cobra Kai, not just Daniel LaRusso and Miyagi-Do. Stick by as I explain the 3rd movie, or if you've already heard the story, skip it where I get to the good stuff. Karate Kid 3 movie takes place after the summer of 1985 in Okinawa, about 9.5 months after the tournament in the first movie. Dojo runner John Kreese has lost his students and has gone broke. He travels up to a giant mansion where he learns he has a rich friend named Terry Silver. Terry Silver is a rich, toxic waste disposal man, which he does illegally, and he was the one that opened up the first Cobra Kai dojos with his money. Kreese came to the mansion to give Terry Silver the keys and say that sadly, Cobra Kai is over. But Silver tells him no. Cobra Kai never dies. We then figure out Kreese and Silver are Vietnam Army buddies. Terry tries to send Kreese to Tahiti after Kreese tells him about how he got broke. Terry has a plan, though, to restore Cobra Kai. Mr. Miyagi and Daniel have just returned from Okinawa, and Terry is ready to make Daniel feel some pain. He hires karate's bad boy in the back of a magazine, Mike Barnes, to make Daniel join the 1985 All-Valley to defend his title. Mike Barnes almost forces and threatens Daniel to join the All-Valley tournament. Mike Barnes does this for 50% ownership of Cobra Kai. Miyagi has no idea and refuses to train Daniel because he doesn't see the need for Daniel to join since he won the year before. Since Miyagi won't train him, Terry Silver jumps in. Terry Silver pretends he's a super nice guy. Take note that Daniel has no idea who he is, only Mike Barnes does. Terry Silver comes into Mr. Miyagi's back garden while Miyagi and Daniel are practicing kata, and tells them that Kreese is dead and apologizes for Kreese's actions at the tournament the year before. Later, Mike Barnes comes into the back garden and threatens Daniel. Terry Silver pretends that he doesn't know who Mike Barnes is and sees him beating up Daniel and takes him and beats him up himself, proving to Daniel that Terry Silver's on his side. Since Miyagi won't train him and Mike Barnes is like threatening Daniel every day, Daniel decides to ask Terry Silver to train him. Silver begins making Daniel hit this giant wooden figure and punching through the boards and kicking off the legs, which severely injures him and makes his knuckles bleed. Look at that thing. Wouldn't that make your knuckles bleed? Soon after this, Daniel takes his girlfriend to a dance. Terry Silver shows up and secretly pays a guy to try and take Daniel's girlfriend from him. When he does, Daniel punches the kid in the nose, showing that the training has made Daniel more like Mike Barnes than himself. Terry Silver celebrates Daniel's effort, but by now Daniel knows something's wrong and feels very bad, so he decides to go home and apologize to Mr. Miyagi, as well as the kid who he punched in the nose, which he can't get a hold of. He decides to go let Terry Silver know that he will not be training with him anymore. Mr. Miyagi wants to go with him, but he refuses. When he goes to tell Terry that he doesn't want to train anymore, Terry lets out the secret and has Mike Barnes come out the back door. Daniel knows he's in a bad situation and walks for his life before he is jump scared by nobody else but John Kreese. All 3 of them end up beating the crap out of him, but of course Miyagi knows the right time to show up and beats up Kreese, Terry Silver, and Mike Barnes. Tournament, Terry Silver has a special plan for Mike Barnes. He wants him to make a point on Daniel and then lose a point by doing an illegal move like kicking him in the groin. Each illegal move will take a point away from Mike Barnes. Terry wants the score to say 0-0. By the end of 3 minutes, Daniel is beaten up so badly he's on the floor saying, "Mr. Miyagi, it's over. Forget about it. I'm gonna lose. I'm afraid of him. I'm afraid of him." Mr. Miyagi tells him that he's not focused and to remember what he's learned, and he must not lose to fear. The score is 0-0 now since Mike has just lost a point and Daniel hasn't made any points the whole time. The clock is running out and Daniel remembers his kata. Mike gives him a look like, "What are you doing?" as he starts his kata. Terry's going, "Get the point, you idiot." Mike Barnes decides to really let him have it and runs toward him, and Daniel flips him over and strikes, and becomes the winner of the 1985 All-Valley Tournament after all, and the first to win 2 years in a row. Anyway, now for the good stuff. I'm sure all of you have seen the new Karate Kid spin-off series, Cobra Kai. Terry Silver is mentioned. Once by the All-Valley Tournament Committee, and once by John Kreese himself, when he says a war buddy, after Cobra Kai closed down, gave him a job offer, but he felt like it was a handout. So I'm pretty sure that Mike Barnes and Kreese went broke. Well, we know Kreese went broke because that's what we saw in Cobra Kai, but I think Terry Silver kept all of his money from his toxic waste disposal business, and he still had the money to give Kreese a job. Anyway, the big question is, will Terry Silver be in Season 3? I say yes. There's been many teases, but this one can't be mistaken. This is a tweet from the man behind the show, Hayden Schlossberg himself. Nebula 2029 said, "Where's Terry Silver from Karate Kid 3 been these past years? He has many residences all over the world, but spends a lot of time in South America." Is this a joke? People ask, what does this mean? What does this have to do with anything? But wait a second. Who's from South America in the show? Nobody else but the one and only Miguel Diaz and his mother and grandma. Listen to this.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm so glad Miguel's finally making some nice friends. It's been difficult for him. We've had to move around a lot.
Where are you guys from originally?
Ecuador.
Oh, why'd you leave?
Porque se enamoró de un come mierda.
Mama, I got married at 18. After I became pregnant with Miguel, I learned the truth about my husband's job. Let's just say he was a very bad man. I had to get far away from him.
Bad man? Bad job? South America? Could it be the one and only Terry Silver? Terry Silver be the father of Miguel Diaz? The audience is probably going, "Whoa, wait a second, that's a little far-fetched and weird." But guess what? I have more evidence. Watch Party, amazing channel, recently put out a video on the still shot that Ralph Macchio posted from the trailer. Watch Party decoded the episode name as Toxico. After not being able to find a 6-letter English word that started with T-O that made sense, he remembered there's a Spanish title to one episode every season, and he figured out Toxico, and maybe thought that this would be about Miguel's relationship with his dad. He decoded the word Toxico, which he explained as Miguel's father being a toxic person. But I have a better explanation. Look no further than Terry Silver, who owns a toxic waste disposal business. Wow. You guys see the connection here, 'cause I do. And this would be really, really, really interesting, because I don't think Carmen, after what she said to Johnny, would like to know that her ex-husband is Johnny's teacher's best friend. Wow. So there is a theory of a lifetime. Terry Silver must still have the toxic waste disposal business illegally and still be rich and corrupt, hiding from the police in Latin America. This theory blows my mind, but the evidence for it seems pretty rich. Like and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this theory, and let me know about how you feel on it. Comment in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and yes, it's painful waiting for Cobra Kai, but always remember, pain does not exist in this dojo, does it?